This is again one more type of a multi-letter substitution technique. Okay, that means multiple letters you are going to substitute with the other letters. Multiple letters you are going to consider at a time. But in monoalphabetic, what will happen? Single letters you are going to replace with the other letter. So this is the second type of multi-letter substitution technique, that is polyalphabetic cipher. Name itself indicates. Poly means many, alphabetic, that means multiple letter substitution technique. Here you can also call this polyalphabetic cipher as a polyalphabetic substitution type ciphers. That means it is going to come up with, it is going to have a multiple monoalphabetic cipher substitution techniques. Already we have studied monoalphabetic cipher. So multiple number of monoalphabetic ciphers you are going to use within the polyalphabetic cipher. Is that clear? Getting the thing? It is just to improve again the simple whatever the monoalphabetic technique we have used, right? So here it is going to use a different types of monoalphabetic substitution throughout the message, plain text message. So general name you can call it as a polyalphabetic cipher or the polyalphabetic substitution cipher. See here, it improves the, as already told, the security using the multiple cipher alphabets, make the cryptanalyst, that is attackers, harder with the more alphabets to guess and the flatter frequency distribution, right? Because they need to guess the more number of alphabets, that is somewhat difficult, and the flatter frequency distribution, because using the relative frequencies they are going to what, they are going to do the trial and error, and they are going to what, reduce the plain text. That is what the thing they have used in the monoalphabetic. But here it is some more flatter frequency distribution will be there, and use the key to select which alphabet is used for the each letter of the message, right? This is going to use a key that is used to select which alphabet is used for each letter of the message. So use each alphabet in turn and repeat from the start after the end of the key is reached. See, these are the some of the techniques or the some of the rules we are going to use in a polyalphabetic cipher. Now I'll explain it with one example, then only we'll come to know what exactly the polyalphabetic cipher is going to work, how it is going to work. For this, one of the technique is Wegener cipher. Are you guys listening to the class, guys? One type is Wegener cipher. This is one of the known and the simplest polyalphabetic substitution cipher, right? In this case, it is going to use multiple Caesar cipher. Already you know Caesar cipher, how it works? How it works? Yes, guys. How Caesar cipher works? Do you remember Caesar cipher? Whatever the plain text letter is there, right? That will be replaced with the third position letter in alphabetical order. Do you remember? The shift may be 3, 2, anything it could be, maximum 25. Yes or no? That is what the Caesar cipher. Hello? Are you listening?
Yes.
How
Yes,
Caesar
yes,
cipher
ma'am.
works? How Caesar cipher work? If I consider the letter D in a plain text, right? D, after that the third position, what is the letter is there? E, F, G. So D will be replaced with G. That is what, how the Caesar cipher works.
See.
Correct? In the same manner, here in the polyalphabetic, what will happen? This is one of the good example, best known simple technique for the polyalphabetic cipher, that is a Wegener cipher, right? It is going to effectively using multiple Caesar ciphers. That means it is just a combination of multiple Caesar cipher. Now I will consider the plain text. It is containing P0 to PM characters. For example, P0, P1, P2 like PM, right? And it is going to come up with the key. Key is going to contain the letters, that is K0 to, for example, KD, right? The key is having the multiple letters that are long, that is key equal to K1, K2 up to KD. So whatever the cipher text you are going to get from the plain text and the key is nothing but CI, for example, if I consider. So how we are going to get it one? P0 plus K0 mod 26. That will give you the C0 character in the cipher text. Getting the thing? But here, whatever the key you are considering, they are everywhere if you are considering Caesar cipher, the shift position will be same. If you are considering 3 means only 3 letter shifting you are going to do to get the cipher text. Yes? Yes or no? Have you remembered, guys? Getting the difference between the Caesar cipher and the
Yes,
this
ma'am.
one.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll take a whiteboard.
Yes, ma'am,
Wait,
getting.
wait. I'll take the whiteboard. Is that my screen is visible? PPT is visible or the the Jamboard you are seeing? I'll share my entire screen. Wait. Is that Jamboard is? Can you see the whiteboard? What I have shared?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now see.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
is Caesar cipher we have studied? Now, for example, I'll take the plain text as hello. These keywords are there. Hello. Right? If I take the key value is equal to 3, for example. In Caesar cipher always it will be 3. We have taken a modification of the Caesar cipher that may be from 1 to 25. Right? Now hello. Now H after that whatever the third position letter is there in the alphabetical word, that is used for replacing the H. After that I, J, K is the third letter. So H is replaced with K. This is how exactly Caesar cipher works. E is replaced with E is F, G, I. Correct? Third letter is I. L is replaced with M, N, O. Correct? One more L is replaced with O. Then O is replaced with P, Q, R. R is the third letter. This is how we are going to get a cipher text in case of a Caesar cipher. Do you remember? Do you
Yes,
remember?
ma'am.
Right? But here see, whatever the plain text is containing different letters. But everywhere you are considering the K value as the 3 itself. The same key value you are considering here. The same key value you are considering here. Correct? But in polyalphabetic, that is Weisner cipher, what will happen? Here the plain text what you are considering, that is containing, for example, m number of letters. Right? That is P1, P2, P1, right? Like to m number of letters it is containing. Then whatever the key you are considering, that is also going to have the different number of characters. Now for example, it is containing some D number of characters. D number of characters. So how we are going to deduce the cipher text here? How we are going to get a cipher text? That is nothing but here P0 plus K0. That means whatever the character is there in a plain text first letter, that will be added with your key value mod 26. Mod 26. Right? Then P1, this is a different letter. K1 is again different letter. You are not going to use the same position. See here. Here it is K0. Next time you are going to add, to get the second cipher text letter, you are going to add K1. Then next K2. Like this KD. Different keys you are using. So because of that only I told the polyalphabetic is a combination of multiple Caesar cipher. First time, one different key you are using. Second, to get a second cipher text letter, you are using a different key letter. Right? Are you getting now what I am telling? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Getting? See, now the same thing is written in the slide. See, is that slide is visible? Is that slide is visible?
Huh, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Visible.
See. So here it is just effectively multiple Caesar cipher you are going to use, and use each alphabet in turn. Right? That means there are whatever the letters or the keys you are using, if it is not long enough, right? If it is not long enough as that of the plain text, at that time you are going to repeat the same letters. or the same key again and again till it becomes the same length of the plain text. Getting the thing? So that is what the use the each alphabet in turn and repeat from the start letter D letter in the message. For example, I'll show you the example here. Then only we'll come to know. See, go through the example. Vaijnav cipher, how it works. See here, what is the key is there? Key I am considering here deceptive. Is it visible, guys? Slide.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, see here. Key
Yes,
what we are considering key as deceptive. Then I am considering the plain text as we are discovered save yourself. We are discovered save yourself. This is what the plain text we are consider. Now see what is the key length you have. How many letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 letters are there. But in plain text it is more than 9 letters are there. More than 9 letters are there. Yes or no? Getting my
Yes,
point,
ma'am.
guys. Keyword we have considered deceptive. Deceptive, this particular word is having only 9 number of letters. But whatever the plain text we have considered, it is longer enough compared to your keyword. So Vaijnav cipher, how it works? Every time what I told, whenever it will add whatever the keyword is there, key is whatever the P0 value. P0 value is, for example, in this plain text W. That will be added with the key letter D, right? You need to add every time the plain text with the keyword to get the cipher text value. But here only it is containing 9 letters, but here more than 9 letters are there in the plain text. So Vaijnav cipher, what it will do? It is going to write the keyword in repeatedly. It is going to write the keyword repeatedly until it has to cover all the plain text values. See here. So only because of that only key, whatever the key is there deceptive, we have written it repeatedly till it becomes the same length as that of your plain text. Are you getting? Are you getting? To get the cipher text, we are writing the same keyword repeatedly. Getting the thing? And whatever the letter is there in the key, right, that we are considering it as a Caesar cipher key. To get that we are going to add it with the plain text to get the cipher text. I hope it is clear, guys. Getting the thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Now see, deceptive we have written repeatedly, at least this much is clear. Why we have written? Because it is very short keyword compared to your plain text. To make it as a same length as that of the plain text, we have written it in a repeated manner, right? Thrice we have repeatedly written so that it is becoming the same length as that of your cipher text. Now see, W is at what position according to the Caesar cipher, guys? Do you remember? In Caesar cipher, what we have written? We have given a numbers. We have given a numbers for all the characters which are present in your alphabets. Remember? Yes? Remember,
Yes, ma'am.
guys, A, for character A we are indicating, we have given a number as 0. For B we have given the number as 1. Do you remember like this? So until Z is given as a numbering as the 25. The same concept is used here. Now what is the first character is there? W. I think W will fall at the number 22. Right? So what is the key is there? According to key, what is the first letter is there? D. Right? D is there. D will comes at the letter, it will come at the number 3. So 22 plus 3. That means what is the value will get? 25. 25, what is the letter is there? Z. Correct? You are getting it as Z.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So only because of that only you are written here. See, the PPT is visible. You are getting the cipher
Yes,
set as the Z.
Yes, ma'am.
So here for first letter, to get the first cipher text letter, we have considered D as a key. Right? But in Caesar cipher what will happen? The same key will be repeated. D only you are using for whole plain text to get the cipher text as a keyword. Right? But here it is a polyalphabetic. For each character, we are going to add it with the different characters. See here, next letter is in plain text, what you have? E, right? E will be added with E. E is at which position? 4? Yes or no? According to the numbering, A is at 0, B is 1, C is 2, D is 3, E is 4. E will be added with E again. Next key, what is the letter is there? E. Every time the key letter is going to change, that will be get added with the plain text to get the ciphertext. E plus E, that means 8. 8th character is I. Are you getting how the Weisnier cipher works? Are you getting?
Yes, ma'am.
How we are getting this ciphertext? Now see, A is at 0, C is at character 2. 0 plus 2, what is the value? 2. 2 means C. According to the numbering, it is C. Getting, guys? Every time key value is changing, but that is not the case in the Caesar cipher. Everywhere we have used 3. Just now I have written hello, how we have converted. Hello, how we have converted, how we got it as a KIOR. Everywhere we have considered the key value as 3 only. Right? But that is not the case in the polyalphabetic. Every time the key value is going to change. Clear? Are you getting? Are you getting, guys? Or any difficulty?
Yes,
Let
ma'am.
me know.
Yes, ma'am.
Because
Yes,
these are
ma'am.
very important. All the substitution techniques. Clear? How you got this
ma'am.
cipher text?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Okay. See, this is the what the Weisnier cipher how works. First write down the plain text and write the keyword in a repeated manner. Right? About it, and use the each key letter as a Caesar cipher key and encrypt the corresponding plain text to get the cipher text. Right? Do it in a reverse order from cipher text. Use the same key, again you will get the plain text. This is how exactly the Weisnier cipher works. Now we will see the security of the Weisnier cipher. If you are using same Weisnier cipher, how much security it is going to provide? It is going to have a multiple ciphertext letters for each plain text letter. So the security is somewhat, you are going to get improved security compared to the mono alphabetic ciphers. But here also it is not going to provide you the full security. Why? See, because here also we are using the somewhat mono alphabetic technique itself. Each letter you are replacing with the another letter, right? So if you use the relative frequencies which are occurring within the ciphertext, again you can, the crypt analyst, what they can deduce the key along with the plain text. Now see here, for example, I will show you. In the same whatever we have converted, see here, somewhere here VTW, the same characters are repeating in the same manner. VTW, this is repeating in this particular ciphertext. After converting plain text to ciphertext, getting the thing, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
By seeing that particular word, what crypt analyst will do, he will cut down. What he will do, he will make the sections within that plain text according to the wherever this like this keywords or the like these letters are repeating, right? And he will use that relative frequency distribution. How they have used in a mono alphabetic cipher, right? The same technique they will use, and they will find the relative frequency, how many times the same letters are occurring within the ciphertext. By using that one, they will identify or they will do the guesswork, right? For example, VTW, he will indicate that those letters are nothing but the, for example, CEP, right? VTW is nothing but, for example, it is CEP, right? Like this, they will do the guessing works, and by seeing the language characteristics. Now, for example, we are using here English language. By seeing the language characteristics, like for example, as already told, in English language, almost all the words are going to end by the E, A, such characters. Yes or no? Yes or no? And commonly used letters are You're not, rarely you're going to use the characters like Z, Q, yes or no? These are the some characteristics you know of the English language. Applying these all things, again they can reduce the or they can deduce the plain text. This is how the Weisnius cipher is going to work. I hope it is clear, guys. Getting the thing? What is the security?
ma'am.
It is going to have a improved security as compared to the mono alphabetic cipher. But hence the letter frequencies are obscured but not totally lost. Right? Start with the letter frequencies. Right? If not, then need to determine the number of alphabets, then they can attach each of them. Is that clear? Now what I have explained, there is a repeating VTW in the previous example. Right? That is the size of 3 letters or size of 9 letters. By seeing this particular mono alphabetic cipher, what the crypt analyst will do? He will use the same technique as that of the mono alphabetic cipher, that is relative frequency distribution technique and the language characteristics. By using that one, he will identify, he is going to guess, right, what letters could be as VTW is replacing. How we are getting a VTW in the cipher text. So by doing guessing one, he will come to know what is the plain text. This is what this method is developed by the Kaczynski method. This method is also called as a Kaczynski's method. This is what about the Weisnius cipher. This is the one of the best well-known example for the polyalphabetic substitution cipher. I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear, guys. Getting the thing? This is the one thing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
By using this the particular technique, the crypt analyst will get to know the plain text by seeing the repeating letters within the cipher text. This is a one technique. Then second technique is to overcome that one. Yes, to overcome that particular whatever the crypt analyst how he is attacking to get the plain text, to overcome that one. In case of Weisnius cipher, some modification is done. That is what called as the Atoki cipher. That means, see what we did in the Weisnius cipher, to make the keyword is having the length same as that of the plain text, we have taken the repeated keyword. Yes or no? We have used repeating of the keyword to make it as the same length as that of the plain text. Yes or no? Guys, according to the example, what you did here, we have used the keyword repeatedly. We have written the
Yes,
keyword
ma'am.
repeatedly to make it as same length as that of the plain text to get the cipher text. Right? Because of that only we are getting the same letters which are repeating here in the cipher text. Because key is repeated. So the crypt analyst will what? Get to know by attacking this particular cipher text, plain text. Yes or no? So to overcome this particular what? The drawback of the Weisnius cipher, right? One more thing is used. The modification is done in the Weisnius cipher, that is called as the Atoki cipher. That means here what they are doing to overcome the drawback of the Weisnius cipher, what they are doing, the key again they are making it is having the same length as that of the plain text, but what they are doing to make it as same length as of the plain text, after the keyword they are attaching the plain text itself. After the keyword they are attaching the same plain text message itself, then that will be considered as a keyword. Now see here, can you see the PPT? Can you see the PPT? See here,
Yes,
keyword
ma'am. Yes,
again
ma'am.
we are considering it as a deceptive. It is of only 9 letters, right? And the plain text is the same. We are discovered, save yourself, right? Once the keyword is over, deceptive is over, again we are attaching the plain text message itself in the keyword. You can see here. After deceptive, we are writing again the same plain text message. That is, we are discovered. Save. How many letters are needed to make it as same length as that of the plain text, those many letters we are taking from the plain text message itself, and that we are adding to the keyword. Clear? If I add these things, you can you see here any repeating of the letters are there? See VTW, is it repeating here anywhere? Can you see this here in ciphertext? Anywhere whether we are getting VTW again same characters? No. Yes or no? So this is the word. You can do the modification is done within the Vigenère cipher. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes,
To get
ma'am.
it again to make it as a secured one. Yes? To make it as secured one, for that case we are adding after the keyword, the plain text itself is attached to make it as a keyword, to make it as same length as that of the plain text. This is what called as the auto key cipher. But still, by using the frequency characteristics and the language characteristics, the cryptanalyst will also attack this auto key ciphers also. Yes, by doing the trial and error, they may take time, but by doing the trial and error method, they can still deduce the plain text in this case also. To overcome this one, we have come up with the next technique again. See, again the next technique is there. That is one-time pad. Is that Vigenère cipher is clear, guys? Any doubts with that? That is one of the best well-known example for the polyalphabetic cipher. It is just a combination of multiple Caesar cipher. Right? First time we are considering the repeating of the keyword. Right? But in second time auto key cipher indicates what? After keyword we are attaching the plain text message itself. Right? To get the cipher text. Those are going, both the techniques are going to provide the higher level of a security. Improved security will be provided compared to the monoalphabetic cipher. But still, by using the frequency characteristics, frequency distribution and the language characteristics, still the cryptanalyst will attack that particular messages. Clear? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? How about
Yes,
others?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you are going
Yes,
to
ma'am.
do the seminars.
Yes, ma'am.
That time you need to explain each and everything, how it is going to work. Is that clear? Vigenère cipher? No doubts?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No doubts? Okay. The next is
Ma'am.
next technique is one-time pad. Now see, what we did here in the last case, whatever may be the plain text, we are using the same keyword as a deceptive. Yes or no? Same keyword is used or no? Always keyword will start with a deceptive. If you use auto key, after deceptive only you are writing the plain text message. But deceptive keyword is common here. Right? So the same keyword you are going to use on this the plain text to get the cipher text. But in one time pad, it is just like a OTP. Yes, how OTP works, guys? The same OTP are you going to get again and again? OTP, have you heard? Now if I am doing the online
Yes, ma'am.
transaction, yes, through my bank account, I'll get the OTP. Whether the same OTP will be provided by the bank every time for me, for every transaction, or it
No,
is
ma'am.
going to
Different-
give you the
different
different OTPs it is going to provide. Yes, the same technique is used in the one-time pad. That means whenever you are converting the plain text into the cipher text or cipher text to the plain text, only one time that particular key is used. After that, that will be discarded. You are not going to use that particular key once again. Is that clear? How one-time pad works? Getting the thing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Every time for encryption and decryption, it is going to come up with the different keys only. The random keys will be generated. That key will be same. It is having the length same as that of your plain text message. Now the plain text is containing only 5 letters, for example. So key, the random key is generated, that is also of the 5 letters only. But in last Virginia cipher, what happens? The plain text length was too large, but the keyword was very small. So because of that only, what we did, we have repeated the key. We have added the plain text message at the end of the key to make it as the same length as of the plain text. Yes or no? Yes or no? Key length and the plain text length was different in case of a Virginia cipher. But in one-time pad, what will happen? The random key is generated, that is as long as the plain text message. Clear? So the key is not going to be repeated. If there is a repeating of the key, then only the cipher text is going to repeat. The characters within the cipher text is going to repeat. So according to the relative frequency, it is easier for the cryptanalysis to attack that particular message. But that will not happen in the one-time pad, because there is no repetition of the keys. The key is randomly generated and that will be same length as that of your message. Getting the thing, guys? So key will not be repeated at any
Yes, ma'am.
point of time. And that particular key is to be used to encrypt and decrypt the single message, and after that will be discarded. This is how the one-time pad works. Are you getting? Whatever the random key is generated, that is having same length as that of your plain text message, and by using that key, if you done encrypt and the decryption of the message, right, once it is done, that particular key is discarded. If you are doing again one more message, if you are encrypting, one more random key is generated, that will be used. Once that is done, again discarded. Same as that of your OTP. Once the transaction is done, that OTP is discarded. The same OTP you are not going to use it for the next transaction also. Yes or no? Every time it is going
Yes,
to
ma'am.
provide the different OTPs in the same manner. Different keys will be generated for encryption and the decryption. Once it is done, that will be discarded. Clear? And one more thing is, it is same length as that of your plain text message. These are the two things are considered in case of a one-time pad. I hope it is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that clear? Only once that a
Yes,
particular,
ma'am.
but there are some problems are there with respect to the one-time pad. There are some difficulties, fundamental difficulties we are going to face in case of a one-time pad. What is the difficulties? First one is, you need to make large quantities of random keys. Yes or no? Every time whenever you are encrypting a message, or every time whenever you are decrypting the message, so many number of time you need to generate the large number of keys here. Yes or no? Large quantities of random keys needs to be generated. Correct? This is very difficult, right? That is the one difficulty you can say in case of a one-time pad. And second one is safe distribution of that keys. Keys having the same length as that of the message, that you need to send it to the sender also and the recipients also. Yes or no? To encrypt and decrypt the message. So distribution of that keys is again a very difficult task. You need to maintain a lot of security there. In a safer fashion only you need to distribute it to the sender and the recipient to encrypt and decrypt the message. These are the two difficulties that are faced by the one-time pad. I hope it is clear. This is very robust.
Yes, ma'am.
Compared to all other techniques, this is a very robust or the secure substitution technique you can say. But it is also having some difficulties, that is problem in generation of the random keys in a large number of quantities, and second one is safe distribution of the keys to the sender and the recipient. Protection for that key is again one more difficulty that is faced by the one-time pad. I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, these
Yes,
are the
ma'am.
what different types of substitution techniques we have studied. First we have seen Caesar cipher and the mono alphabetic cipher. These are the single letter substitution techniques. And after that we have seen Playfair, polyalphabetic. In polyalphabetic we have seen Vigenius cipher, and the modification of Vigenius cipher, that is nothing but auto key cipher. And lastly we have seen one time pad. These are the example for the multi letter substitution techniques. Clear, guys? Any doubts with respect to any of the
Yes, ma'am.
substitution technique?
No, ma'am.
No? Then next we will see what is the meaning of the, already we have said there are two kinds of operations we are going to use to convert the plain text into the cipher text. One is substitution and second one is the transposition. Now we'll see the different kinds of transposition techniques. The name itself indicates transposition. That means you are going to change the position of the letters. You are not replacing it with the another character. Instead of that, what you are doing? Just you are changing the position of the letters which are occurring in the plain text. That is what called as a transposition. Clear? Name itself indicates trans. That means changing. What? Position. Changing the position of the letters which are present within the plain text to get the cipher text. Those are called as a transposition ciphers. Clear? Clear? Getting the thing? Just go through the slide, guys. Now consider the classical transposition or the permutation. You can also call it as a permutation ciphers. These are going to hide the message by rearranging the letters order. Right? There is a rearrangement of the letters. Ordering is there without
Yes,
altering
ma'am.
the actual letters used. That means here you are not going to do the replacement of the letters with the another character as that of in the substitution. Just you are doing the rearrangement of the letter ordering. Right? That is what called as the transposition. So can recognize these since have the same frequency distribution as the original text. Again, these are also these type of this type of ciphers are also attacked by the crypt analysts by using the frequency distributions of the text which is present in the original message. Now we'll see some example for the transposition cipher. That is, one is rail fence cipher. This is a one kind of the transposition cipher itself. That is rail fence cipher. Right? How exactly this rail fence cipher works? Now see, whatever the message is there, plain text message is there, right? They are going to write that message, whatever the letters are there, they are going to write it in diagonally over the number of rows. That means, now see, if the plain text is meet me after toga party. This is the plain text. See how they have written that particular message. They have written it in 2 rows. See here, meet, M-E-E-T. This is meet. In 2 rows, in a diagonally they have written the letters. Getting the thing? Can you see the slide? Are you seeing the slide? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
See, meet me after toga party. This is the plain text. According to the rail fence, what is the thing is there? Write the message letters out diagonally over the number of rows. Now, for this example, they have used 2 rows. Right? In 2 rows, they have written the letters diagonally. See here, M-E-E-T. That means meet. Me. After. Right? The. Toga party. Right? Like this they are going to write the letters. Then they are going to read that particular cipher text in the row wise, row by row. That means row by row, what is the letter is there? M-E-M-A-T-R-H-T-G-P-R-Y. Then after that E-T-E-F-T-T-E-O-A-A-T. This is what the cipher text you are going to get. Is that clear? They have not used any key here. They have not replaced any letter with the other letter. Just they are rearranging the order of the letters. To do that, what the rail fence, how it works? They are writing the message in a diagonal, right? In number of rows. Here they have used only 2 rows. In 2 rows, diagonally they have written whatever the letters are there in the original message. Then they are reading it in row wise, row by row, to get the cipher text. I hope it is clear. First thing is clear. First example for the transposition. Any doubt? Guys, any
No, ma'am.
doubt with the first technique?
No, ma'am.
Slide is visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. How about others? Only Kiran is responding. Are you there in the meeting, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you getting how rail fence work?
Yes, ma'am.
Rail fence, is that technique is clear? I hope it is clear. Only they have considered here the depth of 2, that is number of rows as 2. If I consider as the number of rows as 3, can you write the ciphertext for that, guys? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now they have considered the depth, that is number of rows as the 2. For that they are getting the some ciphertext. Now you consider the same plain text and write it in 3 rows, and what will be the message you are going to get? Tell me. Take the message as meet me. Meet me after the toga party. The same message we can consider. Whether we are going to get the same the cipher text or no, we'll check it out. Or it is going to produce the same different. How rail fence work? We need to write the letters of the plain text diagonally over the number of rows. Now number of rows I am telling you, consider it as 3. Write it in 3 rows, the letters. Getting the thing, guys? Getting the thing? Yam,
Yes, ma'am.
E, E. This is the first row, right? Then T, Yam, E. Correct? A, F, T, E, R, T, H, E, T. Diagonally you write it down. Huh? A, P, A, R, T, Y. Correct? Like this you are getting the letters. Now read it row wise. So what will be the ciphertext you are going to get? MTA EHOPT, right? EM FO FR, it is FR EG AY, right? EE T T TT AR. Like this you are getting the ciphertext. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Screen is visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Like this you are getting. Now see whether both the what we have got by changing the number of rows. Here number of rows we have considered as 2. For this, see it is ending with the T character, but here it is ending with character R. By seeing that one only we will consider that we have, according to the number of rows, it is going to produce the different type of a ciphertext. Correct? Same ciphertext we are not getting. That depends upon the depth, right? Correct. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Is that clear? Real fence how it works? Write the message letters out
ma'am.
diagonally over the number of rows and read it through the row by row. Clear? To get the cipher text. Here we are not substituted, we have not replaced any letter with the other letter. Just we are rearranging the order of the letters which are present in the plain text message. Correct? So because of that only it is called as a transposition cipher. It is a one type of or one technique, you can say, example for the transposition technique. Clear? Is that clear, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now we will see the second technique, row transposition cipher. Right? How exactly it works. It is not same as that of the rail fence. Second one is row transposition cipher. That means it is more complex compared to the last whatever the rail fence transposition technique we have used. Here what they are going to do, they will write the letters of the message in rows over a specified number of columns. That means whatever the letters are there in your plain text message, they are going to write it in a rows, okay, over the specified numbered columns. Then they are going to reorder those columns according to the sum key before reading of the rows. Now see how it exactly works. Can you see the example here? Can you see the example? For row transposition cipher, the key will be given. Key is nothing but the ordering of the columns. Hello? Are you listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Key will be provided. Okay, according to the key only you are going to do the rearrangement here. Key is nothing but, right, the numbering of the columns. Now you can see here 3, 4, 2, 1, 5, 6, 7. This is the key they have given. And what is the plain text? Attack postponed until 2 a.m. This is the what? The plain text is there. According to this row transposition, what will happen? Write the letters of the message row wise on the rows you are writing depending upon this number of columns. How many columns are there? 7 columns are there. So 7 letters you are going to write here, and whatever the remaining letters which are not present in this particular thing, right, that you are going to fill it with the other letters. 3 positions are empty here, right? So those 3 positions you are going to fill it with the other letters. And lastly you are going to read it row wise. You are going to read it column wise. Which is the first column? This is the first column. In first column what all the letters are there? T, T, N, A, right? Those letters will be read. Are you getting? Yes, to get the cipher text. Are you getting, guys? I'll take the simple example because there is somewhat
Yes, ma'am.
it is somewhat messy. See row transposition, how it works. Can you see the Jamboard? Whiteboard, is that visible for you people? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'll take just I will take the hello as the plain text message. Okay, row position, how it works. For this the key will be provided that indicates the number of rows. Now for example 3 2, I'll take it as 3 1 2, 3 1 2. Only three column numbers they have given. Now according to the row transposition, what will happen? Whatever the plain text message is there, that you need to write it in a row wise. See, H E L L O, I'll indicate it as X for example, right? Whatever the empty places are there, that you need to fill it with some letters. Clear? Some filling letters you need to use it here. Getting the thing? Getting the thing, guys? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, whenever you are writing a ciphertext, how you need to read it out? You need to read it out according to the column number. Which is the first column? In first column, what all the letters are there? E, O. Our letters are there? E, O. Then second column, L, X, L, X. Then in third column, you have a letters as H, L. This will become your ciphertext. This is how exactly row transposition works. This is the second type of transposition technique. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that clear? Row transposition technique. Both the transposition techniques are clear.
Yes, ma'am.
From the same example, you do the rail fence. Rail fence. Same plain text you consider, and consider the number of rows as 2, and tell me what is the ciphertext you are going to get. How rail fence work? How rail fence works, guys? Yes, rail fence, how it works? Write the letters of your plain text in the diagonal, right? H, E, L, L, O. Correct? Number of rows I told, depth as the 2. So only 2 rows I have considered, and read it according to row by row. So you are going to get a ciphertext as HLOEL. Correct? Correct? Have we got both the transposition techniques? Hello? Soumya, can you hear me? Hello? Snehal, Lena,
Yes, ma'am.
are you guys listening? Is that clear? Both the techniques? Both the techniques are clear. Transposition,
Yes, ma'am.
rail fence, and the row transposition technique. My screen is visible for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is Jamboard is clear, visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you got the things, guys. By
Yes, ma'am.
using same row position, how we are getting the message ciphertext, and by using the rail fence, how we are getting the ciphertext. But see, by seeing this particular message, you can guess, no, what type of word it is. It is containing the letters as H, L, O, E, L. By seeing this one, by doing some guessing works, by rearranging the word letters in a word, you may get to know that this word is nothing but a hello, right? So these are again this type of rail fence and the row transposition techniques are what can be attacked by the number of crypt analysts. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? So this
Yes, ma'am.
completes your first module. Only 3 of you are remaining. How about others? They all left the meeting. Leave it. See, this completes your first module. In that second chapter, we have started with what is symmetric cipher, right? And we have studied the symmetric cipher model. Then we have seen what is the substitution techniques, different types of substitution techniques, and different types of the transposition techniques we have studied. Any doubts with respect to the first module, guys? Soumya?
No, ma'am.
No? I think I have shared the
No, ma'am.
soft copy of the textbook. Just open the textbook and see how much syllabus is there. If you have any doubt regarding the first module, in the tomorrow's class, we will discuss it. Just read it out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if tell to
Yes,
your
ma'am.
friends also, if you have any difficulty related to the module 1, tomorrow's class we'll discuss it. Otherwise we'll start with the second module. Clear? Okay guys? Okay then, here we'll stop with this class.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yes, ma'am.